Yeah. Come on. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day of the work week. And we are at the end of the work week. 843. This is the 843rd time number 843 that I have started this show. Welcome. Thank you for being part of it. Thank you for supporting it. And on and on and on. Okay, enough of the pleasantries. The show happens in the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. Baldwin Ace Hardware, a beacon of DIY awesomeness in the Northland. Thank you if you're watching on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. For the Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter crowd, it's only going to be around for a little bit, and then I cut the cord and hope that you venture over to Twitch for the live stream. You don't have to enjoy the live stream. I would say 99% of the audience gets the show via audio download at your leisure. Wherever you download podcasts, just search Eric Zane Show. And off you go. All right. On Big 101.3 today, from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m., filling in for the world-famous Allie Mack. If you don't already know, this is achieved by something known as voice tracking, which is basically I sit here, click a button, I hear the last 5 seconds of the song, and then I say, Big 101.3, the fun hits you know. Here's Seals and Crofts, Summer Breeze, or what other great oldie favorites I can play. Seals is dead, by the way. You're like, wait, who, what? Yeah, that's an oldies group, Seals and Crofts. Seals just croaked. Yeah. Rest in peace, Seals. James Seals. You're like, what? Huh? How do you even know that? I don't know. I think it came across like, oh, yeah, we played that on Big. Well, anyway, fill it in for Allie. And she is at a surfing competition on Reed's Lake, which is ridiculous because Reed's Lake is a very small inland lake. There are no waves on Reed's Lake, practically. But everything I say on those voice tracks is always made up off of the top of my head. You know, I see it to be a, kind of a waste to sit there and not at least try to do something that is somewhat entertaining. Whatever. Seems to work. They're keeping me around. I'm happy. Big 101.3. On your dial, on your FM dial, or download the iHeart app. Because, I'm done here at 10. And then, I kind of like recharge to get ready to do the Patreon bonus podcast. I see Kevin Kuipers appears to be in love with Allie Mack. He just sent along the hard eyes. Well, listen, cutie patootie. I think she's got like a significant other. So I think you might be in trouble on that one. I mean, but, who knows? You, being the cutie patootie that you are, if you just made your presence known, she might drop whoever she's with like a hot rock because of your adorable little charms. Thank you, Boo. Boo has resubscribed for 2 months. Appreciate that. I think I just saw something about Kenny in Nashville resubscribed. I appreciate that, Kenny. Kenny in a brawl yesterday, during the day, actually. If you missed the Patreon, Kenny said to me after this, he goes, fuck you for doing that, man. It was terrible. It wasn't. He wasn't really mad. But I knew that our beloved Kenny in Nashville and John Gismongo in Jersey / Philly had that those two had been talking shit to each other. And, well, Holy shit. I guess Kenny just subscribed for Boo. That was nice of you. And so these guys got into a fucking war. And they were screaming at each other and saying terrible things to each other. And then I found out about it. So I brought them in on the phone together. It was an ambush. And it was epic. It was a fantastic fight to be a fly on the wall while these two diabetic titans go at it. I think between them, we've got like 800 pounds of beef, maybe more. And they were both insulting each other about being fat. And I was like, well, this is going to end in like a draw. So I don't know if you two want to go down the road of fat jokes, because the middle name for both of you, it begins with morbid and ends with obesity. So, I think perhaps you're going to have to go at it a little differently in order to make that happen. Kenny writes, I'm not diabetic. And yes, 300 pounds here, so 500 pounds there. Sounds about right. All right. It was a spectacular time. You must check it out on Patreon. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. All right. Last night, as I mentioned, the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast went off without a hitch. A couple times went off the rails. Hard to put a finger on one specific thing, but it was all fun, and you must check that out. Part of a very, very successful, busy day on Patreon. After the show got done, though, here in Michigan, the days don't even start getting shorter until, for like 3-4 days. Then we're at the official longest day of the year, and I hate this point of the year. It's just like 6 months prior in December, when the shortest day of the year happens. I start to get somewhat hopeful that the days are getting longer, even though technically that is the start of winter. Well, it isn't technical. That is the start of winter. But the days then start to get longer at that point. We're very close to that point in the year when the days start getting shorter, the start of summer. But, here, people are just firing up the lawnmowers at like 9 o'clock. And I'm not even kidding. And my neighbor Keith did that. I was outside and he goes, well, time to cut the lawn. I mean, he's got a good hour of daylight here. And so, that's the way it is in this area of the country. So I'm like, well, I better get after my chores. And I have just had a major chore drop in and, turn my life upside down. And I've got 8 days to get it done. And I don't have, I guess I have the means or the know-how to do it, but I'm just doing it. What this is scraping the old paint off of the house, and I don't have a lot of wood on the house, but in areas of trim, there's some pieces that are rotted because I never painted over them, and so the wood has deteriorated and the paint is flaking off. So I wanted somebody to do that for me because I never have time. So, all right, Stefan Hyde, I talked about this on the Patreon, shows up yesterday, and you must hear it because it's fantastic. He basically said, this is not an easy job. You said this was an easy job. This is not a one-day job, and this is going to cost you an arm and a leg, like a ton of money, like $15,000 to $20,000. I go, you're fucking crazy. Well, I'm not paying that. This is bullshit. He goes, well, then just for the cosmetic purposes of it, just put paint on it. Paint over the rot. Scrape the shit off, and you've got to get this done for your wife. Paint rot. Rot paint. What was Anthony's band? Rot Gut? Rot Man? I think it was Rot Gut. Rock? I don't know. Gonna electric shock OJ. So I started scraping, and it's very satisfying to do that. I'll have to admit. And so I got a lot of that done last night. I got done with the podcast and was scraping, and then a piece of the fucking paint flaked off and actually touched the white part of my eye. It's in my eye at this point. I'm like, oh fuck, God, that was terrible. But yeah, we're doing it. So then Jim calls up and he says, yeah, Mom called me. She says you need help painting. I go, yeah. Can you get here right now? He goes, I no. So I reached out to Steph and I go, hey, what about primer? After he goes, fuck the primer. Just get the paint on there. All right. I'm doing that. And I'm on the clock. I mean, today, I don't have all the time in the world today. Tomorrow will be better. Sunday is out. Father's Day. By the way, happy Father's Day early to all of you dads. We all know that, Mother's Day in May, Father's Day in June. On the calendar, you save the more important holiday, to be second. Father's Day is absolutely a more prominent day on the calendar. More people celebrate Father's Day than they do Mother's Day. Because, fathers are more important than mothers. Women don't really have it that difficult when it comes to parenting or being a parent. That's what I said twice. We all know that if there were no mothers in the world, the children would be better off. I'm kidding, for fuck's sake. I can't even keep a straight face. No, it's just to piss you off. So I don't know how the fuck did I get on that? Oh yeah, because Father's Day I'm going to see my dad, which I can't wait for. That is this is daunting. And then once I get that done, and Diana has she's hosting a party for a friend who's having her daughter's graduation party at our house. So that's very nice. Now, even if there was time, and even if I had the money, I would not pay $15,000 to $20,000 to replace the trim. And not every piece of wood is destroyed. But now either Stefan is the worst person at to give an estimate or suggested costs. He's just 1,000,000% off. Okay. Or, who knows? But he's been doing this for a long time. He said, yeah, the costs are through the roof, eh? He said, well, some people just cut the bottom, the rotted piece of trim off and then just put a piece of wood on and there's a seam there. And I go, well, what's wrong with that? He goes, well, because there's a seam there. It looks ghetto. I go, well, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do that. I am absolutely, that is what I'm going to do. So I've already shopped online for a what's called a multi-tool. That's the one you have to cut into the wood with, I guess. I've seen those, but I'm going to get a multi-tool, cut the rotted piece out, and put the new piece in. Absolutely, I'm doing that. I'm not going to spend that much money. Fuck that. No way. I mean, it's not like if I ever sell the house, someone's going to, well, the house looks great. Oh, now, wait a minute. What is this? A seam? That's it. I'm not buying the house. Try not to keep an eye on the markets today. It might be another disaster day for your money. So if you have a 401k or you send money to an investor, you invest your money, do not look at how it's performing. It's not. You're getting your ass handed to you. We're halfway into the year, and it's a shit show. Okay? So all I can tell you is try not to look at all of that money that you've saved up. It will come back. Leave it alone. Don't worry about it. When you stop hearing news about the impending potential recession, then you'll know it's turned around. Do not pay attention to what is happening, because it's ugly. No question. Absolute bloodbath. Last night, the Golden State Warriors, they won the NBA championship. That is the fourth time in 8 years that they've done so. After the game, Klay Thompson, who there's a dude, a YouTuber, who just did something hysterical. The YouTuber happens to be tall and looks generally like Klay Thompson. He put on like a Warriors fucking jersey and walked into the arena, and they go, "Hey, Klay, how you doing? Good luck tonight." He goes, "Yeah, thanks." And he's got his buddy with a hidden camera following him. And he just, it's like the middle of the day. And he's like eating food and hospitality. And then he wanders over to the basketball court and starts taking shots. He's warming up for the big game. It's absolutely great. And people are stopping him saying, "Can I get a picture? Can I get a picture?" Like various workers in the arena. And he's like, "Sure, yeah, oh yeah, sure, hey, yeah." And he's signing autographs. He's out in front of the arena, and fans are stopping the car. He looks that much like Klay Thompson for the Warriors. And then finally, a cop walks up and he goes, "Hey, I have a feeling you're not Klay Thompson." And he goes, "No, I'm not." And he goes, "Well, why did you go in there?" He goes, "Well, no one stopped me. I just walked in and that was it." And they go, "Yeah, they're pretty upset by that." And this YouTuber, he's also a season ticket holder, which is a lot of money. I think this YouTuber is pretty prominent. He has he was driving a very nice vehicle at the time. And so then someone from the arena comes out and says, "Yeah, you can't come back into the arena ever again." He goes, "Well, I'm a season ticket holder. Can I come in with a ticket?" They go, "Well, yeah, maybe you can come in with a ticket." And then time passes. They ended up sending this guy a letter, like a certified letter. It says, "You are banned from the arena forever. You are not." And it was like, well, fuck, come on. There's no harm in that. I bring that up because Klay Thompson spoke after the game. And he's kind of, what do they say, keeping receipts. Because there was a player for the Memphis Grizzlies that made some crack about him during the regular season. And he didn't like that. And so during the press conference, when he's just won the NBA championship for the fourth time, and he brings up whoever the hell said this, so whoever on the Grizzlies, Jaren Jackson is the guy. So they're saying, "So Klay, how does it feel to win the NBA title for the fourth time?" And he's like, "Feels good. Hey, I want to talk about that one tweet Jaren Jackson made during the regular season." He's like been hanging on to this for this long. Check it out.
And strength in numbers is alive and well. I can't wait. There was this one player on the Grizzlies who tweeted strength in numbers after they beat us in the regular season, and it pissed me off so much. I can't wait to retweet that thing. Freaking bum. I had to watch that. I'm just like, this freaking clown. Okay.
I think Klay Thompson is one of those white-black guys. Do you know anybody like that whose their skin is like lighter than mine, but I think he's a black guy.
Okay. Sorry. That memory just popped up. You're going to mock us? Like, you ain't ever been there before, bro. We've been there. We know what it takes. So to be here again, hold that.
Do a last
Jesus.
couple for Clay.
So then the moderator for the Warriors is like, okay, we're moving on. No problem, okay? Nothing to see here. And he continues.
Mark Spears, back right.
Twitter fingers. Can you believe it?
Cannot. Mark in the back right.
Clay,
She's like, enough.
I got a memory like an elephant. I don't forget. And there was a lot of people kicking us when we were down.
where did we eat breakfast when I interviewed you for the first time?
At this point, nobody cares.
Oh, man, I forgot, but it was right by Broadway. I forgot the name, but I remember it was downtown Oakland. And I don't think you could guess I'll be here for a fourth time, Mark. You'd probably be like, heck no. What? To be here again? This is incredible. Okay.
It's all very strange. All right. So he's hanging on to that. I got a memory like an elephant. You only say, I got a memory like an elephant. You only announce that you've kept the receipts if you've actually been successful at getting the redemption that you want. Okay? So, like, from my own perspective, if I wandered into a radio station and became the number one show in Grand Rapids and they had a press conference, I would say, I tell you what, man, I keep receipts. Man, I remember the time I got cast out by every radio station in town. And now here I am. Number one, I keep receipts. I got a memory like an elephant. I remember jersey numbers, man. That's what you do. So to that, all those bums that threw me out, how you like me now? But if I go and the radio station, and this actually happened, you then, get a radio job, and then no one listens to it, listens to your radio show. You don't hold a press conference and say, yeah, man, we're in 14th place. I got a long memory. I kept receipts, and I'm just here to say that I'm proud to be shitty. I am proud to have the least listened to radio show in all of the community. Or you make up excuses about why no one's listening. Well, we didn't get any billboards from management. It's their fault. And it was a poor sample size from Nielsen. I keep receipts. You don't do any of that shit. Just keep your mouth shut and pretend nothing happened, But he obviously, he's won, so now he's going to rub everybody's nose in it. All right, great. Gotcha. The Warriors, I didn't know this, but I did follow it long enough to know that it's the fourth title in 8 years from those guys. And looking at recent history, they won the first title in the 14-15 season. And then they lost in the finals the next year, 15-16. And then 16-17, they won the finals. And then 17-18, they won the finals. And then 18-19, they lost the finals. So in 5 years, they've been to the finals every freaking year. That's incredible. And won 3 of them. But that's not the most impressive thing here. Because I don't know how it happened, but after they lost the finals in 18-19, in 19-20, it was a 65-game season, and they only won 15 games. That's the worst record in the entire league. I think that might be a more impressive thing than winning 4 titles in 8 years, to have that much of a collapse. They had won 57 games the previous year. And then this year, they won, and then that next year, they only won 15 fucking games. My God. Worst record in the league. And so everybody's like, it's over, it's over. And then for them to then come back the following year, 2021, they win 39 games, lose 33. And I don't even think they went to the playoffs that year. So they had the real terrible year, better but not good. And then this year, they fucking blow up. By the way, Steph Curry, I think, was the MVP of this most recent one. Did you know that his dad is Del Curry, who had a long career in the NBA, and you may know that, you may not, it doesn't matter. But the point of this is, him and his wife, Del Curry, he's an older guy. Him and his wife split up last few years after years of wedded bliss, and she hooked up with some dude. I think there may have been something a little funny, a little bit of funny business going on there. Dell's ex is now with some dude, and some dude's ex is now with Dell. They swapped. I think, isn't that what's going on? Del Curry wife swap. According to an article in Barstool, Dell and Sonia Curry really out trading ex-spouses. Yeah, I think that is the case. There still isn't much news surrounding the whole wife swap scenario, but what it looks like right now is the guy who's been identified as former college and professional football tight end Steven Johnson, a good friend of Del Curry since his Virginia days. Steven swooped in when the opportunity presented itself, 35 years of waiting for Del Curry to get hit by a bus so Sonia could be his, except that Del didn't need to get hit by anything. He and Sonia divorced last year. Del and Sonia decided to call it quits after 30-plus years of marriage. Both alleged extramarital affairs. Sonia, in filing for divorce, cited Dell's marital misconduct as the reason behind the separation. Dell then submitted his own filing saying, oh, yeah, she did the same thing. Steven, no doubt, was there to console Sonia, to be the shoulder she needed to cry on. No doubt telling Dell he had his back and was putting in good words for him the whole time. When Dell found out Steve was actually dating his wife, his ex-wife, the gloves were off. He obviously then hit up Steve's ex-wife and told her what was going on. The two probably had a few Scotch and Chardonnay nights down at the Gold Dust Bar in Fisherman's Wharf. One thing led to another. What started out as simple revenge sex seems to have turned into a full-on relationship, or just one built on spite. Oh, no. Another reason why this victory by the Warriors is incredible. What's his name? The son. What's the son's name? Who can shoot it? Steph. That's it. All right. So there you go. Poor Boston fans. Hey, Eric, this is Jimmy and Maine. Yeah, Jimmy, how are you? Well, just kind of bummed, you know. I mean, first the Bruins, and now we got the Celtics are out there. You know, I'm kind of bummed out about that. I got monkey butt. Sorry, Jimmy. All right. So that's what's up. That's what's going on since the last time we met. Now, as you watch the show on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, I'm about to kick you out. It's time for you to leave. You know, but I do this so that you know that the rest of the show, if you had followed me on Twitch, which is the easiest process in the world, just go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live and hit follow. When I started, you could have just clicked on that and you wouldn't have this awkward interruption of the show. So that's what I want you to do is you know, that's doesn't cost you a dime to follow me and get the show on Twitch. I'm trying to get as many of you on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube to watch the show on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. So if this is the only way you consume the show, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, that's what you got to do. As always, you can download the audio podcast wherever you download podcasts. Please subscribe to the audio podcast. It'll show up in your inbox or show up in your downloads every single day. There you go. Okay.